Donald Trump gave a speech last week that was, when I was watching the speech, two thoughts came to mind. The first is, oh my God, this guy actually could get enough of the clueless white vote to win. And the second thing was, I kept getting flashbacks to the year I was 17 years old, 1968, and the presidential campaign that year. And it so seemed like Richard Nixon to me that it just gave me the creeps. And, you know, sure enough, over at Common Dreams, John Nichols wrote a piece that, I mean, he did his homework. Thank you, John. This is what Richard Nixon said in 1968 in his main campaign acceptance speech, his equivalent of Donald Trump's speech. 1968. He says, as we look at America, we see cities enveloped in smoke and flame. We hear sirens in the night. We see Americans dying on distant battlefields abroad. We see Americans hating each other, fighting each other, killing each other at home. And we see and we hear these things, millions of Americans crying out in anguish. Did we come all this way for this? Did American boys die in Normandy and Korea and in Valley Forge for this? That was Richard Nixon, 1968. Here's Donald Trump. Our convention occurs in a moment of crisis for our nation. The attacks on our police and the terrorism in our cities threaten our very way of life. Any politician who does not grasp this danger is not fit to lead our country. Americans watching this address tonight have seen the recent images of violence in our streets and the chaos in our communities. Many have witnessed this violence personally. Some have even been its victims. I have a message for all of you. The crime and violence that afflicts our nation will soon, and I mean very soon, come to an end. Beginning on January 20th of 2017, safety will be restored. Nixon, Trump. Okay? Here's Nixon in 1968. Tonight is time for some honest talk about the problem of law and order in the United States. It is finally time for a straightforward assessment of our nation. Excuse me. That second line, it's time for a straightforward assessment of our nation. That was Donald Trump. Okay, here's Richard Nixon. The most basic duty of government. Oh, I'm sorry. That's Trump. Here's Nixon. Nixon. When the nation with the greatest tradition of the rule of law is plagued by unprecedented lawlessness, then it's time for new leadership in the United States of America. Here's Trump. The basic duty of government is to defend the lives of its own citizens. Any government that fails to do so is a government unworthy to lead. And guess what? Paul Manafort said yesterday, that Richard Nixon had been looking to the 1968, that Donald Trump had been looking to Richard Nixon's 1968 speech as a model. Richard Nixon in 1968 said, "We make great history tonight." Donald Trump, history is watching us now. Richard Nixon, we did not fire a shot heard around the world, but we shall lamp the light of hope in millions of homes across this land in which there is no hope today. And that great light shining out from America will become a beacon of hope for all those in the world who seek freedom and opportunity. Donald Trump, history is watching us now. It's waiting to see if we will rise to the occasion and if we will show the whole world that America is still free and independent and strong. Gee, what a surprise. And this has been done, in no small part with the help of hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars, from a relatively small group of a couple hundred cranky right-wing billionaires. And thus, the Republican Party, as Seth Joseph tweeted out, I believe tweeted, maybe just posted it, so it's Scuba posted this over at DU. The Republican Party currently holds 248 out of 440 seats in the House, a majority. 54 of 100 seats in the Senate, a majority. 31 of the 50 governorships in the country, a majority. 70 of 99 state legislative chambers, a majority. 4 of 8 justices appointed to the Supreme Court. It was a majority until Scalia died. And then Seth Joseph notes, it's worth noting that the party complaining the most about where our country is heading seems to have his hands all over the steering wheel. Right.
To watch more clips from our programs, hit the Watch More Videos button over here. And please be sure to hit the handy-dandy subscribe button so you'll always be up to date. Tag, you're it.